Hi everyone, I'm Gumalangsi. Thanks so much for choosing my beginner guitar course. Today we'll learn lesson 8, 3 chords. In the earlier lessons, we often talked about chords. So what exactly is a chord? In this lesson, we won't dive too deep into theory. If you really want to know what a chord is, then here is the simple truth. A chord is made up of 3 or more notes, stacked in intervals of thirds, played together or one after another. But that's just the theory in words. There is a lot to learn about how chords are made. In this course, we'll definitely be learning chords. We'll also look into chord theory. But today I want you to just remember the chord names. I am not saying you shouldn't learn chord theory, but many guitarists dump too much theory on you right from the start. It feels like you are reading gibberish. It all feels way too complicated. You think guitar is really hard to learn, but that's not how it should be. I think a lot of this, one of experience and knowledge. Many of these things that seem complicated, you just need to teach the student lesson by lesson. Then learning will become much easier for him. I believe this method is effective. Okay, let's go over the first chord. In the book, it's on page 35. Look at the chord name. We already know how to read chord diagrams. The chord name starts with a capital C, and it has a mass 7. We can simply call this the Summa 7 chord. So whenever you see it, you should know right away, it's called MA7. No need to worry about anything else. How do you play it? Let's take a look. No need to go through every note, since we already know how to read chord diagrams. We just need to place our middle and ring fingers on the spots marked in the chord diagram. Once you do this, this is the syntax chord. But remember, don't play the 6th string. The 6th string has an X on it. The second chord is the 9th chord. The 9th chord. Many people also call it the D sus 2 chord. Like this is 2 called the D sus 2 chord. Both ways actually make sense. So this chord can be called the D9 chord. You can call it a sus 2 chord. You might find that strange, because on guitar, when it comes to harmony, it's naturally a bit limited. If you try to play these 9th chords exactly as written, or 11th and 13th chords, we don't have enough fingers. We don't have enough strings or notes, so we can't play the full chord exactly. Because of this limitation, with chords like this, you can call them either sus 2 or 9th chords. I don't want to get into too much detail now about these special chords. I'll make some dedicated lessons to explain them to you, so you'll understand why it's called sus 2. Also called the 9th chord. Let's look at how to finger it. In this chord diagram, we've marked the 2nd and 3rd fingers. You should be able to see them. If you place your 2nd and 3rd fingers as shown, this is how you should finger it. That means your middle finger, the 2nd finger, goes on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Place 3rd finger on 2nd string, 3rd fret. That's the chord. See these X's on the 5th and 6th strings. Don't play those. You play only the 4th and 2nd strings. Here is another way. You can swap your 3rd finger for your 4th. That means using your pinky. See, it looks like this now. I usually play it like this. I use middle finger on 3rd string, 2nd fret. I'll use my pinky to press the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. I don't use my ring finger in this chord. So why do I label it as the 3rd finger in my teaching? I've noticed many students simply can't use their pinky. They can't twist down properly. They can't hold it. Of course, not everyone is like that, but some are. So to avoid anyone after starting this course saying it's marked as the pinky eyes, and you can't get a sound, so you end up frustrated, here are 2 choices for you. You can finger it however you want. Any way you play it is right. Once holding it mouse, that's called the 9th chord. Feel free to call it sweet potato from now on. I don't mind either. Okay, the 3rd chord is M. We use the M chord a lot. In fact, it shows up a lot in guitar tabs. It appears very often. The M chord is also a minor triad. Don't worry about the theory behind minor chords. Just be able to casually brag about it to your friends when you see an M chord. Why is it called a minor chord? It's because when a capital letter is followed by a lowercase, it means it's a minor chord. You see, here is just a capital letter alone. It's a major chord. That's all you really need to remember. The deeper theory, you'll get it after you finish this course. The M chord is very simple. Just follow the fingering. Place your middle finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret, and your ring finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret. That's all there is to it. Notice, here is no X on this chord diagram. That means all 6 strings are playable. You can play them all. So these are the 3 chords we'll learn today. Let's go over the first one, the C7 chord. Next is the D9 chord, and the third is the M chord. That's how you play these 3 chords. You can also find them in the book. Once you've learned these 3 chords, we'll do a quick exercise. We're still on page 35 of the book. This exercise is also a preparation for our next song. It gets us ready for the first song we'll play and sing in this course. Let's look at the sheet music. You should know the sheet music by now. That's because we've already learned the chord diagrams. Below that shows how our right hand should play. It tells you which strings to play. These X marks mean you just press the chord and play. Play the string marked with an X. One thing to point out, look, the first measure has a COM7 chord and ED9 chord. Both are in the same measure. How do we divide them? In this case, Re-Mi, each chord lasts 2 beats. So the He7 takes the first 2 beats, and the D9 takes the last 2. Here, each beat has 2 notes. This is different from the quarter notes we learned before. These are called 8th notes. In music, notes are related by multiples. A quarter note has 1 sound per beat. An 8th note has 2 sounds per beat, but less 1 beat. You can think of 8th notes as sounds played more quickly. For quarter notes, 1 beat sounds like this. Da min so do. That's 1 beat. 8th notes sound like da da. They still last 1 beat, but have twice the note, so they're twice as fast. Da da, that's what 8 notes mean. So we hold down the C7 chord and play strings 5, 3, 2, 1. That's how it's noted in the sheet music. Bestandseren 3, 2, 1, like an arpeggio. But it sounds like 2, here's no melody, so it's not really a song. That's just chord accompaniment. This is how our accompaniment goes. Okay, next is the 9 chord. Play strings 4, 3, 2, 1. Then comes the M chord. Notice that in this measure, M is the only chord. So all 4 beats use this chord. That means you play strings 4, 3, 2, 3, and 1. The tablature shows it exactly as 4, 3, 2, 3, 1. Now look just after the 1. In the guitar tabler, here is a small line, a tiny short line. This line means the note on 1 is held for an extra beat. This is what we call a half note. A quarter note lasts for 1 beat. It means each note takes up 1 beat. A half note lasts 2 beats. An 8th note lasts half a beat. Ugly if you catch on quickly. You get it. It's basically like learning math. In fact, Yenrem for the next one, you need to add a hold. So it goes 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2. What do you mean? Just 1 extra line. If you play them all in a row, it's 5, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 1, 5, 3. Right, that's how it sounds. I purposely added a double 1 to show it should be held longer. Don't play it as 4, 3, 2, 3, 1. That's not right, because it needs to be held longer. Sometimes, from the moment you start learning music, that serious about it, you have to hold yourself to a high standard. This exercise is really simple. It requires one thing. You need to change chords smoothly. At first you might play like this. That's okay. But you get it with practice over time. You need to link them smoothly. Right, to make each note actually sound connected, even across bars, they should all be played very evenly. and smoothly. That's what you want to aim for. And when switching between them, there are some tricks too, like starting from this moan 7 times when switching from C7 to D9. Watch this. If you can't finger it all at once, try doing it step by step. Let's start with which string to press first. We'll start with the 3rd string. Hold down 3rd string first. Add your pinky slowly. Once you are comfortable with it, watch this mesbria. Should be able to press it down all at once. Doing it simultaneously, write that rhythm. You can do this through practice. Next, switch quickly to the next chord. After playing quickly, move your ring finger over with a 4 to 3 negative, 2 negative 1 count, 4 to 3 negative, 2 negative 1, and with enough practice, you'll switch smoothly for sure. It's normal to be awkward at first. Okay, if you think you can switch between these 3 chords smoothly, and do it like I do in the video, then we can move on to the next lesson. Now one more thing to add. If your sound doesn't match what you hear in the video counts, there are only 2 possible reasons. First, your strings aren't tuned right. Second, for the matter, it might be your guitar. Check if you're using a cheap junk guitar. If so, you can still practice on it for now, but you should get a better guitar when possible.